everything around the social space is very interesting to me. I started 6 years ago, spanning the globe, stretching out ideas around the social space before it was even determined or branded as a social space, or what they're calling social TV right now, and other nomenclatures. And I exchange ideas at Wharton and Harvard and Oxford and Stanford, a lot of institutions and business schools around this particular area. I also launched a television show 4 years ago where I actually made a Twitter be the very basis of what is social television. So we did all of our transitions in the show, again, 4 years ago, utilizing Twitter because I was an early adopter, and I, of course, knew the founders, and I always thought they were great enterprise applications for the social aspect. But here's what's interesting. I heard you discussing earlier about the ROI when it comes down to the value proposition of social versus traditional television. And I always notice when those arguments are made, they conveniently leave out the real ROI in traditional measurements and the analytics behind measuring your audience in television. For instance, how does Nielsen determine who's watching the programming and how much of it is being consumed? So when you talk about the value proposition and what's the ROI on the social TV side, you have to make a fair analysis and comparison. I mean, Nielsen still in many respects used the old model of 25,000 households are being more or less monitored to determine what 250 million consumers are doing. And certainly, I'm not here to bash their model, but you get a whole other set of metrics and analytics when you're utilizing the social aspect of things, or the IP aspect. So here's some interesting numbers that came from my friend Hunter Walk about the actual consumption of television, right? And he sees it as 3 tiers. And this is interesting information for you. He has it divided into 3 tiers. The first hour of television is consumed, and there's only 4 to 5 hours of real television consumption that's happening, right, per household. The number 1 hour that you will not miss, must-see television for you, right, with no substitute. This is the never miss an episode, a live sport event, TV that exists across many networks, like your hit shows, Sopranos, Yankee games, so forth and so on. Sports and your top shows. You won't miss these. When we watch TV, this is the first hour we watch. We DVR this and we try to never miss it. We will pay for it in any way we can. And we will also jump over roadblocks to watch this television. So this is hour number 1, must see in our house. No doubt that's not going away. So when you talk about the evolution of television, how it will change, this is how it is today, and then we can talk about just a little bit how it'll change. But hour number 2, this is the stuff, it's nice to see TV. It's not much must-see television, but it's nice to see television. So this is the hour number 2 and 3 of consumption out of the 5 hours that's consumed at home, right? This is the stuff that we have an allegiance to, but we're comfortable if we miss it. If we miss an episode, we won't really endure a lot of friction to see it. These are comedies like 30 Rock, The Simpsons, as well as countless other shows, CSI, etc. The networks all think this stuff is in the top category, but it's not. It's in the other category, right? And we feel as though, and I agree with Hunter, that this is about 30% of the content that's produced, right? It falls into the category of nice to see television, but not must see television. And then you have hours 4 to 5, which is filler, right? And this is the low budget, mostly reality show programming that the networks use to fill the time between the hit shows. And again, K+8, shows like that, other reruns. The only time you watch this stuff is when you're couch surfing. And we believe that this makes up 50% of programming. So when you look at that, the 4 to 5 hours of television consumption that's happening in the household, you see that the IP side of things, the programming or the content that's delivered through IP, this is the future. More people people are consuming or watching television on devices, tablets, telephones than they are any other place now. And that's also not only the next generation, but it really represents this generation. So when I see things about social TV, original content, the only thing that I would add to that is the more that you can engage with programming that's meant to not be delivered necessarily on television, but or extends the life beyond television, that's the place that I'm trying to be. Anywhere, the virtual models, the models that create story, anything around storytelling that keeps it alive, I absolutely believe in those models and think that they represent the future of advertising, and the value proposition for your dollars spent are best in those areas. And when you say that GM pulled out money recently and said that they, again, the ROI, but then again, they spent a large number on content being created. You have to also add to that Pepsi said in the Super Bowl, I'm going to pull $30 million or $20 million out of the Super Bowl and move that over to Facebook. So it's a balance, and what we are in the middle of right now, unfortunately for a lot of you who are in charge of these various divisions, is that there is also a battle of marketing right now. That we're in the middle of the war between the IP and the social platform versus traditional television and cable. Big war going on. We're on the other side. We're actually being marketed to, and they're trying to confuse the issues with analytics and metrics that makes it confusing. But there is no doubt. The gentleman who just talked about what his daughter is doing, I have 5 kids. I live in that same world. Everybody is texting, talking, multitasking. They live on these devices. So we don't have to be Albert Einstein to figure out that the future of these audiences are living off of traditional television and traditional cable. So anyway, that's my short, brief, trying not to get too far into it because it's not the MC Hammer show. I do agree that social is compelling, and I'm looking forward to all the emerging platforms. Airtime launched yesterday. Sean Parker, I think it has a tremendous future. In that, small disclaimer, I might be doing some consulting on that. I believe heavily in social cam. It is the #1 app in the Apple Store today. In the last 6 weeks, it's gone from 2 to 3 million users to 60 million downloads today. And small disclaimer, I'm doing a little consulting on that as well. And so, but these platforms, again, you know what they're really built around? No longer is James Bond the star. Your daughter is the star. The people want to be the star. So social cam is about you. You make videos of yourself, you share it, and it's shared through the entire social ecosystem. Sean Parker's Airtime launched yesterday is about you going on air and then sharing what you like, and then all of that from videos, your interests come up in between. I recommend again that you download the Airtime app and see, because behavior is what it's all about. You got to tap into the new behaviors or see these behaviors and point your dollars towards that to get the best ROI. Thank you.